So last week I had over 150 items in my to-do list, or on my to-do list. And my brain decided that every single one of them was of utmost importance, which isn't great, because how do you prioritize everything that's on your list when everything feels like it's important? Spoiler alert, you don't. Instead, you spiral. I do not recommend. So I started racking my brain thinking of how else I could organize this list. And I tried something different, and in just 2 days, I had crossed off 43 of those 150 plus tasks. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel, we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So if you want to hear about the system, let's go. So let's back up. I was really struggling to prioritize the tasks on my list because I wanted to put everything as a high priority or at least a medium priority. And honestly, I wasn't lying to myself. The problem is when everything feels high priority, then nothing really is. The things that were on my list were all that important to me, but that wasn't helping me figure out what I needed to get done first or what I should be doing first. Like on one side, I had to submit a talk for or a presentation for a summit that I'm participating in October. And on the other side, I had things like updating my dog's training plan. All of these are important. However, only one of them actually had to happen last week. So instead of trying to force myself into low, medium, and high priority of my things, I only divided my list into 2 categories: must do and would like to do. This allowed me to make all of these things high priority if I wanted to, but must do were things that had to happen last week. So for example, I had a client call at a specific time. I was speaking at a panel on a specific day at a specific time. What's going on with my hair? I had to submit this presentation. These were things that had to happen last week because they had a specific day and a specific deadline that they had to happen by. Whereas things like updating my dog's training plan, I would really like to do it and it is really important, but if it didn't happen last week, it could just be done this week. Now on my must-do list, I had things as important as that speaker panel. And I also had things like sending a message to a client or calling my parents. On my would like to do list, I had things like updating our budget spreadsheet, which might sound more important than sending a message to a client, but for whatever reason, which I won't get into, one had to happen last week, while the other one could wait. I could update my budget this week instead of last week, and that was okay. So on the outside, for some people, some of the things on my must-do list would sound trivial or like things I wanted to do. Whereas for me, it wasn't. It was things that actually had to be done that week. And this made it really easy to sort through the list because I just had to ask myself, does this have to get done this week? Yes or no? And if the answer was yes, it goes this way. If the answer was no, it went the other way. Now, I still had a ton of things to do. And of course, my brain immediately was like, well, I want to do the things on the would like to do list. And I will admit that I fell into old habits for a second there. And I was like, no, brain. You're only gonna do the things on your must-do list. You're gonna force yourself to do your must-do list first in its entirety, and then you can look at the would like to do list. To which my brain immediately was like, I don't wanna do that. And then I realized that neither of those were the right answer, and neither of those were gonna be helpful in the long run for my week, especially considering my current energy levels. I decided to play ping pong. I was gonna start picking a task on my must-do list. Once that task was done, I could pick one from my would like to do list. And once that one was done, I had to go back to the must do list and I was gonna be playing ping pong between these 2 lists. What did this do? It allowed me to focus on my must-do first, but it immediately rewarded my brain with what it wanted to do, which was things on the would-like-to-do list. But the reward for my brain was actually things that I had to do anyways. So it was a way of, I don't want to say tricking my brain because it sounds bad, but it was a way of working with what my brain wanted to do naturally and rewarding myself with things that I wanted to do, but that were things that I had to do anyways. Don't get me wrong, this worked really well last week. By Tuesday, I had 43 tasks done. And I don't think it's because I've got these magical productivity powers all of a sudden. I think it's because I gave my brain permission to get excited about the would like to do list, which was a list of things that I still needed to do. By the end of the week, I had finished 92 tasks of the 157, I think it was. And all of the tasks on the must-do list were done, plus a lot of the would-like-to-do list, right? Here's the thing. I didn't get 157 tasks done, but I did get all of the ones that had to get done last week done, as well as a bunch of other ones. So that is 100% a win in my book, because the other ones that were left on the would-like-to-do list could just be moved on to this week's list. This is a really short video because this was a really short experiment that I tested out last week for myself that worked. And I like sharing things that work for me on this channel so that you can try them yourself. When prioritizing feels impossible because everything feels important, try dividing your list into must do and would like to do, and adding that rule for yourself of the ping pong between them. Again, it's not about tricking yourself into thinking something isn't important. It's about being honest with yourself that maybe, yeah, a lot of the things on your list, maybe even all of them, are high priority and are important to you, but not all of them have to get done in that moment. And so it's about being honest with yourself in a way that feels less overwhelming, more fun, and where your brain doesn't have to play by somebody else's productivity rules. Instead, you can make up your own. That is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments if there's any productivity rules that you've made up for yourself that have worked, because I would love to test them out myself. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. I make new videos like this every single Friday. And until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.